Have you ever wondered about the origins of the first true civilizations? This question can transport us back over 5,000 years to the early dynastic period, a time when the building blocks of civilization were being laid. This period, spanning from around 3100 to 2686 BC, is recognized as the era when civilization, as we understand it, took root. It was during these centuries that humans began to form organized communities, creating a shift from a world of isolated tribes to interconnected societies. Imagine the vast, untamed landscapes of this time, the world still relatively untouched by human hands. The geographical stage for this remarkable transformation was primarily ancient Egypt, a region rich with the resources and environment conducive for civilizations to flourish. The Nile River, coursing through the heart of Egypt, played a crucial role in this transition. It provided the necessary water for agriculture and transportation, and its annual floods replenished the soil, making it incredibly fertile. This allowed for the growth of surplus crops, which led to trade, and eventually the development of complex societies. Yet the early dynastic period was not just about the rise of agriculture and trade, it also marked the formation of the first centralized political state. The concept of a single leader or a king governing a large territory was born, laying the foundation for future political systems. The rulers of this time, known as pharaohs, began to consolidate power, creating a unified state from the multitude of smaller communities. This centralization of authority was a significant advancement, driving the development of administration, law, and even early forms of taxation. Indeed, the early dynastic period was a time of profound transformation. It was an era when the seeds of modern civilization were sown, setting the course for the development of culture, politics, and society as we know them today. So the next time you look around at the world we live in, remember that our roots trace back to this pivotal period. The early dynastic period set the stage for the growth of one of the world's most fascinating civilizations. What if I told you that the roots of the term pharaoh date back to the early dynastic period? Yes, indeed, the term pharaoh, which is now synonymous with ancient Egyptian rulers, has a rich history that traces back to this fascinating era. The early dynastic period, roughly covering the 31st to 27th centuries BCE, was a time of great transformation. It's during this period that the foundations of pharaonic rule were established. The term pharaoh itself comes from the Egyptian per-ea, meaning great house, initially referring to the royal palace, but later becoming the standard title for the king. Two rulers in particular stand out during this period. Narmer and Dennut-Narmer, often identified as the unifier of Egypt, is famously depicted on the Narmer palette, where he's shown wearing both the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt, symbolizing the unification of the two lands under his rule. His reign marked the beginning of the first dynasty and set the stage for the rise of the pharaohs. Den, on the other hand, introduced significant innovations that shaped the Egyptian state. He's credited with introducing the first known use of hieroglyphs on labels, a writing system that would become a cornerstone of Egyptian culture. He also established a centralized administrative system which became a hallmark of pharaonic rule, ensuring the smooth functioning of the state. These rulers, and others like them, played a pivotal role in shaping the path for the future pharaohs. They established a strong centralized state, introduced monumental architecture, and created a writing system that would facilitate administration and record-keeping. Their reigns were marked by stability, prosperity, and cultural development. The birth of the term pharaoh and the reign of these iconic rulers paved the way for the grandeur that is synonymous with ancient Egypt. The decisions they made and the systems they put in place would echo down the corridors of time, influencing the trajectory of one of history's most captivating civilizations. Imagine a time when the world's most impressive architectural feats were just beginning to take shape. This was the early dynastic period in Egypt, a time of innovation and grandeur that would forever leave its mark on the world. Architecture during this period was nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine not having access to modern tools or technology, yet being able to construct structures that have stood the test of time. The people of this era were true pioneers, their architectural prowess a testament to human ingenuity. The early dynastic period saw the construction of the first tombs and temples. These were not just places of worship or final resting spots, but symbols of power and prestige. They were grand, intricate structures, designed with an eye for detail that continues to astound us even today. The Egyptians of this period had a deep understanding of geometry and engineering. They used this knowledge to construct their tombs and temples, carefully considering every aspect of their design. The labor was intensive, the work meticulous, but the results were awe-inspiring. The step pyramid at Saqqara, built for Pharaoh Djoser, is one such example. This six-tiered, four-sided structure was an architectural marvel of its time. It marked the transition from single-story mastaba tombs to multi-story pyramids, laying the foundation for future architectural wonders. These early tombs and temples were not just structures of stone, but symbols of a civilization's progress. They represented the power of the pharaohs, the skill of the workers, and the beliefs of the people. They were the physical manifestation of a culture's aspirations and achievements. But these were just the beginning. The architectural prowess of the early dynastic period set the stage for what was yet to come. The techniques developed, the knowledge gained, all of it would be used to build something even more magnificent. These architectural beginnings would later culminate in the construction of the majestic pyramids of Giza. These iconic structures, standing tall against the backdrop of the desert, are a testament to the architectural genius of a civilization that lived thousands of years ago. Can you think of a world without written language or a defined legal system? The early dynastic period was a time of remarkable cultural evolution. In this era, humanity took giant steps towards building the foundations of modern civilization. Let's delve into the development of early writing systems and the establishment of legal and administrative systems during this period. Imagine living in a world where communication was limited to spoken words, signs, and symbols. Then consider the revolutionary leap from that to a written language. The early dynastic period witnessed the development of one of the earliest written languages, the hieroglyphics. This writing system was not merely a method of communication, it was an essential tool for maintaining records, documenting historical events, and expressing complex ideas. Hieroglyphics gave birth to a new class of society, the scribes. These individuals, skilled in the art of writing, held a prestigious position. They were the record keepers, the historians, and the administrators. The written word enabled the pharaohs to extend their influence, control resources, and govern expansive territories. Parallel to the evolution of writing, the early dynastic period saw the establishment of legal and administrative systems. The pharaohs, considered divine rulers, were the supreme lawmakers. They established laws to govern everyday life, maintain social order, and control resources. These laws were enforced by officials appointed by the pharaohs, laying the groundwork for a system of administration. This period also saw the development of early forms of taxation. The pharaohs levied taxes on their subjects, and these taxes were used to fund state activities such as building projects and military expeditions. This system of taxation was an early form of resource management and a precursor to modern economic systems. In a nutshell, the early dynastic period was a turning point in human history. The development of written language and the establishment of legal and administrative systems were monumental in shaping the future of civilization. They enabled the growth of complex societies and paved the way for advancements in various fields. These cultural leaps in the early dynastic period were the stepping stones to the complex societies we live in today. Why does the early dynastic period matter in the 21st century? This is a question that many might ponder. The answer lies not only in the sands of Egypt, but also in the numerous facets of our modern world. The early dynastic period of Egypt, which began around 5,000 years ago, was a time of profound transformation. It was an era that saw the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under a single ruler, marking the birth of one of the world's first nation-states. The innovations and advancements of this period didn't just vanish into the annals of history. Instead, they laid the groundwork for future Egyptian dynasties and even influenced other civilizations. The legacy of the early dynastic period is evident in the remarkable continuity that characterizes ancient Egyptian history. The fundamental concepts of governance, art, architecture, and religion that were established during this time persisted for over 3,000 years, shaping the trajectory of one of history's most enduring civilizations. Moreover, the influence of this period extended beyond the borders of Egypt. The administrative systems, writing scripts, and architectural techniques developed during this era were adopted and adapted by other ancient societies, helping to shape the course of human history. The early dynastic period also gifted us with some of the most iconic symbols of ancient Egypt, such as the step pyramid of Djoser and the first hieroglyphic inscriptions. These treasures continue to captivate us, offering glimpses into a distant past and sparking our curiosity about the mysteries of this ancient civilization. So why does the early dynastic period matter in the 21st century? Because it is a testament to human innovation and resilience. It reminds us of our shared history and our collective ability to create enduring structures, both physical and societal. The early dynastic period, though thousands of years in the past, continues to captivate us with its innovations, its mysteries, and its enduring influence on the world we know today.